Okay, so the sewer and water rates we brought up last week, Osage Beach proposing an increase, and we looked at those rates, right? They were drastic. And so we're like, what in the world's going on? If you live in city limits, you have concern. Well, then we were asked, well, what are the other municipalities, the surrounding towns? What are they in comparison? I mean, are they similar? And so actually, Gina Wood, city administrator with the city of Osage Beach, she prepared a presentation she was nice enough to share with us ahead of time, but we got to look at, Chris, and so I'll let you go into a little bit, what other municipalities are charging on average.
Right, so and we talked last week, these are some big rate changes coming for the Osage Beach, 33% I think water and like 84% sewer, but they add up, and I think with the additional prices still, Osage Beach is gonna be much cheaper than the municipalities of Sunrise Beach and Laurie, and a little bit bigger than Lake Ozark, Eldon, and Camdenton. Camdenton, right now, according to this chart, is the lowest overall, averaging just over $45. I think that's a month. 65 for Eldon, 78 for Lake Ozark, 88 for Osage Beach, 112 for Sunrise Beach, and 146 for Laurie. So Laurie is by far the most expensive in a residential in-city. I think this is for water and sewer together.
And this is residential in-city, which is worth noting. And when you look at like Sunrise Beach and Laurie, it would make sense because you talk about a water sewer treatment system, you have to at least start with one.
Yeah.
And so whether you have one resident or you have 5,000 residents, that minimum cost has got to be dispersed evenly amongst, so you hit your nut. You hit the base amount it costs to stay operating. And so for Laurie and Sunrise Beach, way less residents, but you still have that initial high cost because just because there's less people doesn't mean you can have a cheap water treatment system. And so I know for Sunrise Beach and Laurie, that's misleading as well. You see those big rates. I mean, I know I live in Sunrise Beach.
Yeah.
It is more expensive to have water and sewer in Sunrise Beach, but you know that because there's less residents and a pretty big treatment system. But Osage Beach right there in the middle, and it's been a while, according to this bill or this ordinance that I was sent, that the city of Osage Beach has had anything changed on their water treatment system. And when you look at the growth of Osage Beach, the development coming in, the growth of transient visitors, as well as new people that's moving to the area. They're not developing, they're not business people, but there's going to have to be something done, and the surrounding municipalities have upgraded, rebuilt, or added to since Osage Beach has. I can't find the date, but I want to say it was 1989, the last time the city of Osage Beach had upgraded or done anything to their water treatment system.
Yeah, so for the water system, the majority of the system was built in the early 2000s.
Okay.
So that's a little over 20 years old. The sewer, majority of that system in Osage Beach was built in the mid-1980s. So that's much older, obviously. What is that, about 40 years?
Yeah.
So obviously, you need to upgrade and maintain those things. I was amazed at, they gave us a breakdown. Like for the water system in Osage Beach, there's nearly 250 miles of water line,
Wow.
8 wells, 4 towers, and 999 fire hydrants. And for the sewer system, approximately 153 miles of sewer line, over 1,200 grinder stations.
Use your imagination.
And 59 lift stations. That's a big system. That's a huge deal. I mean, as small as a town like Osage Beach is, it's no big city or anything, but that's a whole lot to build and maintain.
It does put it into perspective for you just how spoiled we are to have these things for such a low cost. I mean, we say, okay, we pay for it, but that is insane. And the growth was pretty substantial too. You looked at since 2019 that they have gained 5% in commercial users, 6% in residential users, and that's a big growth over that 5-year period.
Yeah.
And so something's got to happen. And the cool thing is, the city of Osage Beach is so transparent. They have been very, very proactive and very aggressive in offering maybe more information than you even need and giving you an opportunity to have your voice heard. So this is already out there. They're cooperating with us. They want us to share this information and tell you, if you want to find out more or you want to have your voice heard, you could attend the public meeting on March 21st at the city of Osage Beach. I believe that starts at 5 o'clock. And they're going to have this entire presentation for you, and they're going to field your questions. And I do want to applaud the city of Osage Beach because that's the way cities should run. Every single week, Tara Beth sends a press release with an agenda of things that happened, how many arrests took place, how many changes, what they're adding to the agenda. and then she'll send it if it gets revised to make sure there's a special thing on the agenda. I don't get that from other cities, and I don't know if I'm just not on the email list, but it's refreshing. And anytime I ask Mayor Harmison, Gina Woods, or Tara Beth, they are so accommodating, and I got to tell you, that is refreshing. They want you guys to be informed. They say if you find anything wrong, good luck, tell people. We'll be there to answer for it, and that is how local government is supposed to be run. I wanted to give a little pat on the back to the city of Osage Beach because this is a lot of diligence. This is a lot of work put into this, and they're putting it right in front of the city and saying, here's why, let us know what you think, and I like that.
Yeah, and they're inviting you to come to the meeting and talk about it. You know, if you have concerns, if you hate this, let them know that. You know, I mean, take part. It's like the old saying in, you know, in elections, if you don't vote, you don't have the right to gripe and moan and complain because you didn't play your part. So play your part in this. You know, if you want to support it, go support it. If you want to talk against it, go talk against it, but take part in the process.